Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Skye and today we've got a really exciting video. Today we're going to be playing with my new Blend Bunny Cosmetics order that I have placed, and I bought the Lure palette. Now for context, I do own two Blend Bunny palettes already. I own the Surge and All Done Up. I didn't end up doing videos on them because I did buy them around the time when I kind of took a break from content creation, so let me know if you'd like me to do some videos on these, like looks. I'll probably do 2 looks, 1 palettes with them. I know they're older palettes, and I mean Lure is kind of old in the indie community. I mean, if it's past the 2-week mark, it's old. Anyways, since I haven't done a Blend Bunny video before, and I have the Lure palette in my possession now, along with a couple pairs of lashes, the first time trying Blend Bunny lashes, I thought we would have a little playtime together, just chill, chat, do a look, and yeah, let's get started. This isn't a review, this is a first impression, and I will be doing swatches and a look with it. So let's get on into the palette first. This is the Lure palette. It is mermaid themed. It's got this lovely glittery textured cover on it. It's a 24 pan palette, and this is what it looks like on the inside. It has 6 metallics and the rest of the shades are mattes. I cannot do the math to save the life of me. I apologize. The thing I fucking love about Blend Bunny is the way that it's organized. I love the way that it gradients from pastels, midtones, and deeps, and then you have the row of shimmers. It is just beautiful, and the fact that it's all organized in color columns, it just makes my heart very happy. Truly scratches an itch in my brain that I really fucking love. So let's get on into the swatches. I'm gonna swatch them by column, and normally when I do these first impression videos, I really go through in depth shade by shade, but since this palette's a big boy, I mean it's 24 pans, I'm just gonna swatch them column by column. From the neutral row we have Pearl. Between shots of swatching the shade, I will be building up the shadows, so just to make them more even so you can see them a bit better. So for context, that's what I will be doing. I'm swatching on unprimed skin, but I am building up the swatches. But I will show you the first swipe. Storm Ahead, Pirate's Life, Black Sea. Right, that black swatch is just chaotic, but we're moving on to the green row. This is Folklore, Sea Foam, Mermaid Lagoon, Uncharted. Alright, now moving on to the purple column. It's going to be the last column that I swatch on this arm just because we won't have enough room. So the first shade is Charmed, Jellyfish, Seductress, and Tentacles. And that is the first half of the palette swatched out. They build up so beautifully, and oh, I love these tones. Don't these swatches look so stunning? I just love seeing a gradient all together, but it's time to wipe them off. POV, you refuse to get makeup remover, so instead you decide to give your arm a good exfoliation. Alright, my arm is stained from the swatches, and I would use the other arm, but yeah. So we're just gonna live with the stained arm and continue. So apologies if that's gonna bother you. We have In a Bottle. This reminds me of that Taylor Swift song, Message in a Bottle. Oh, what a fucking banger that is. And this kind of is the Taylor Swift debut, blue colour. Lost at Sea, Sea Nymph, and 332 meters. That name took me far too long to say because dyscalculia. Moving on to the pink row, we have Sailor's Delight, Baited, which is what all my teammates in Valorant do to me. It's very frustrating. The best shade name, Booty, and X marks the spot. Final row, Bioluminescent, Catch Me, Explore, and the final shade, The Deep. That is the second half of the palette right there. I do love the variety of tones that are in this palette. I mean, that can be said with every single Blend Bunny palette. Camera, focus on me. That can be said with every Blend Bunny palette. I will say, just from swatching, a couple of the shimmers aren't the same formula as the other ones. I think that Charmed and, what's it called, I don't know if you're really going to be able to see in the pan, but this is Bioluminescent, this is Charm. But I don't really mind because I feel like out of all the shimmers, those are the two that I would use the least, so it doesn't really matter to me. And also, Sailor's Delight, the fact that that's a rose gold instead of like a pink, it's kind of different. Like, it kind of throws it off a little bit, but also, like, weirdly works. I don't know, but it's a unique tone. Yeah, I'm going to wipe off these shades and let's get into a look, shall we? Okay, as we can tell, I have my base already done, so let's get into a look. Priming my eyes with All Reliable Milani eyeshadow primer, and I'm not going to be setting my eye primer, just leaving it wet. Okay, now there's a lot of different things that we could do with this palette. Today I'm kind of leaning towards this half of the palette, maybe dipping into the aquas as well. I really just want to use some greens and some of these like murky browns with purple. I think in true Blend Bunny fashion, I should do like an elaborate blend. It only makes sense. Now, in order to do elaborate blends, that took me far too long to say, you need clean brushes. Now, this is my channel. We don't have that here. I think we're just gonna go for it. I think if I overthink it, I will just balls it up. So I'm first gonna go in with Seafoam right here. I'm gonna take that on a large fluffy brush and just like blend it in right here. I really should do like a proper review of all of my Blend Bunny palettes, but I will say that their formula, it just do be blendable. Hints in the name, it's just so blendable. Yeah, I'm just putting Seafoam in the inner part of my crease. Truly their formula just isn't too soft, it isn't too firm, it's a perfect middle, and it's just so easy to use. If you're a beginner with eyeshadow, Blend Bunny shadows are honestly the place to be. Okay, I'm now gonna go in with the darker green Mermaid Lagoon. I also find the Blend Bunny palettes, especially if you are a beginner, they're laid out in such an easy way that like you've got like transition, deepen, like liner, or like further deepen, and then lid shade. So they're really approachable and really beginner friendly and just user friendly in general. I feel like if anytime that I don't know what to do, I just pick a column and just stick with that. But yeah, we're just gonna put Mermaid Lagoon here, next to that Seafoam shade. And just kind of softly blending them together. I don't want to completely overtake that Seafoam shade on the inner portion. Oh man, I love green eyeshadow. It truly makes me feel like the forest fairy of my dreams. I do be in my green era. Now I will go back in and blend that a bit further, but I'll do that towards the end. I'm now going to take the darkest green, Uncharted, and I'm gonna, again, do the same thing, and I'm gonna create like a wing shape. Actually, what I was gonna do was, I was gonna put like the dark browns like here, and just kind of like make like a smoky blend, but instead I think I'm gonna do like a cut crease situation. Now, I haven't done a cut crease in a long time, probably like a year, so we'll see how that goes. But first things first, let's just build our crease before we cut it. Like, I've done similar looks like this before, but not like fully in your classic 2016 cut crease fashion, but I feel like if you want to showcase a shitload of blending, like cut creases are the way to go, to be honest. That or like smoky eyes. Now I've got a nice breakout right there, so that's gonna ruin everything. So everyone say hello, her name is Bertha. Hello Bertha. Thanks for making an appearance. Now to blend out the edges of that dark green, I'm going to use a bit of Seafoam on this brush. And kind of use Seafoam as like my overall blending shade. Like go over that dark green, well that mid-tone green in the center as well. I desperately want to get that Blend Bunny brush set. I almost included it in this order that I placed, but I decided against it because I was buying the lashes, but that brush set has the tiniest brushes known to man that I've ever seen, and I want them so bad because this brush from Nabla, from this brush set, is my favourite brush ever. I use it in like every single fucking look. Right, so that's our base, and now we're gonna cut it. Now most people cut with concealer, however, I kinda wanna do something a bit different. I kinda wanna cut with makeup remover. Oh, this feels like 2016 all over again. Shaking up my micellar water, putting it on a Q-tip. Life is restored, nature is healing. Now I think using a brush would probably be a bit easier, but apparently I like to make life harder for myself. And I'm really making sure that when I'm doing this, I'm not like opening my eyes, like I'm gonna keep them at this angle. God, this shit's so satisfying. Yeah, really take your time with this step. I say that as I'm rushing. Okay, this is taking me forever to do, so I'm just gonna cut the camera, finish this off and do the other eye, and then I'll be right back. Rightio, that took far longer than expected. I am not on my highest cut crease game. It is a little bit wonky. The eyes are cousins, not twins. Sisters would be giving it way too much credit, but this is our cut crease action we've got going on, and now we're gonna do some gradient liner. Now I was gonna do it with purples, but I actually really want to do it with these browns. And I'm gonna be using an angled brush for most of this, and I'm first gonna be placing the colours down and then blending them. So we're gonna start with Storm Ahead, this beigey, like, almost like rosy beige colour, pinky beige. And just gonna press that on the inner portion of my lid. Blend Bunny always makes me like wanna experiment, and I just love looking at their feed. It's just so inspiring to me. Like, I wanna get back into playing with makeup every time I look at their stuff. So we're now gonna take Pirate's Life, the next shade in the column. Really love cool tone browns. I don't have that many of them in my collection, so this does fill a bit of a gap. I made that a bit thicker than anticipated. Oh, the story of my makeup life. Right, and now we're gonna be taking Black Sea, which I guess is kind of like a charcoal black. I wouldn't call it like a pure black, but Blend Bunny palettes usually have like some form of black in them. And this is Lua's version. But seeing this unblended, like at my lash line, reminds me of when I first started makeup. Like, this is the kind of shit that I would try to do when I first tried doing gradients. And especially because the shadows that I had back then were just like not made for gradients. Like, they were nice, they were blendable, but not for like really detailed looks. So I remember like trying to do gradients and they would always end up just looking like blocks of colour, and I'm like, this is not what I'm going for. I remember talking about this with my mum actually when I was showing her this palette, because every time that I unbox new makeup I always do it with my mum. I just love sharing the excitement with her because she used to be a makeup artist way back when, and she loved the idea of doing it, but practically it just wasn't fun because she did this like back in, God, definitely like the 80s, 90s. And during that time, I remember my mum saying like there was nothing like this on the market. Like, any sort of like eyeshadow wasn't really either, it wasn't really shimmery and it wasn't super blendable either, and like she stopped doing makeup artistry because it was just not fun. All of the looks that she did, they just weren't what she was inspired by, and she said to me, she was like, it's just amazing how far makeup has come and how nowadays you can get the most beautiful blended shit. And I remember showing her Maggie's Instagram because I was like, Mum, look at the owner. Look how stunning. And she was like, see, this kind of beauty you would just not be able to do back then. Like, we just did not have the tools. And she said, like, nowadays I can imagine makeup artistry, like working on a makeup set and all of that stuff is so much more exciting because you can do so much more, and she do be correct. Honestly, even in the time that I started makeup, like, makeup has changed so much. Like, I started when Urban Decay Naked palettes were the biggest thing, and Too Faced Chocolate Bar palettes, like, that's when I started. And maybe I have some of you guys watching that were around in makeup before then. Like, do you guys remember Revlon lip butters? I was so upset that I never got to try any of them. Yeah, Revlon ain't cruelty-free, but like, I did not know that at the time. I just wanted to try Revlon lip butter. But alas, I was a 14-year-old, 13-year-old that just did not have any disposable income. Yeah, just seeing how the makeup world has evolved has just really been inspiring. And I feel like Blend Bunny is almost pioneering that. Also, I have not been talking about what I've been doing. I'm just taking a pencil brush and just kind of blending everything together. And also another tip that I always do is I get my setting powder. I have the Fenty loose powder, it's my fave, and I just take a bit of that on my brush and just use that as my transition shade. You really don't need a separate shade, and also because it's like a powder, like a face powder, it just kind of blends really nicely and like diffuses edges so perfectly, so I always recommend. Part of me wants to blend out like the wing and kind of smudge it, and I think, you know what, actually I will. As much as I like it being sharp, I also wanna kind of have this look very mermaidy-esque, very piratey, because it is very like mermaid pirate themed. I'm already gonna tell you that editing Skye is gonna be so annoyed editing this video, because every time I love making these blends so much. They're so fun to make, but filming and editing them, like, I cut out most of my blending, I'll be fully honest with you, because it just takes so long and no one wants to watch me go for like 20 minutes. I absolutely love this. This is so cool, but I feel like it's missing something. Now, I don't think I'm gonna do like anything on the under eye. I kind of want to keep that blank, but the inner corner, ooh, now do we do a purple matte? Or do we do a shimmer? I think part of me wants to make this like pop with a purple matte, so I think I'm gonna do that. I was thinking about using pearl somewhere, but like I might smack that like all over the lid just to kind of give it a bit of shine, but I wanna do a bit of purple. So I'm gonna take the shade Jellyfish on a really tiny brush and just blend that on my inner corner. I think a matte inner corner is so underrated. I'm just gonna blend that Jellyfish shade into the Seafoam, like Aqua. Okay, I love this look so much, and I feel like I do want to add a little bit of that Pearl shade just to kind of give it a bit of shine. So I'm gonna take Pearl on my finger. Oh, this finger's so stained, ignore that. But I just want to like rest this on my lid for like a light sparkle. And I didn't really mention this, but Pearl is this really stunning like gold, like pink duochrome. Like it's a very cool tone, like yellow gold. Radio, now I really want to try some Blend Bunny lashes. So I have these styles, I'm holding them upside down. These are the Vice and Virtues lashes. They come in two different like styles. Like Vice's are more like intense. I mean, this pair is like the biggest pair of lashes I've ever bought. It's the style Vixen, and oh, they're so spiky, crisscrossy, and huge. But I think I'm going to be using these ones. These are the Saint lashes. They are basically a more subdued version of Vixen, because as much as I love these, and I cannot wait to use them, I don't really want the lashes to overtake the look. And maybe I actually won't use lashes. I'll see how like they look when I just like place them on my lid. Yeah, I'm defo gonna have to trim those. Can you imagine if I just wore them like that? Christ. I'm gonna put on these lashes off camera, and I'm gonna do my eye pencil and lips, and we'll be back to talk about my first impression. Okay, so the look is all done, and I'll just talk about the things that I have used. So for my waterline, I use the Udden's Eye Salmon Gel Liner in the shade 8. I don't know what the actual name of it. It's not written on the packaging, which is such a pet peeve of mine. And for my lips, I'm using the Rare Beauty Kind Words lipstick in Wise. Also, I fiddled around with my camera settings so I could show you some extreme close-ups of the look. Ignore Bertha, please. I swear to God. The blend isn't completely perfect, because I am no professional, but I love, 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 love how this look came out, and these lashes, oh, these might be one of my new favourite pairs. So that right there is my first impression of the Blend Bunny Lure palette. I will be doing a 2 looks plus review with this soon. I'll probably put a vote on my community tab of what palettes you want to see a 2 looks from next, because I do have quite a few that are on my list and I don't know which one that I should do first, so I'll probably ask y'all to vote. But my first impression of it are the mattes are beautiful, so easy to blend, pigmented, lovely to work with. The only shimmer I used was Pearl, and that was kind of smattered all over my lid. I actually did put it in my brow bone as well. I don't think I showed that, but it was beautiful. It's stunning. I cannot wait to play with this palette more. It's so inspiring and just, oh, I love this color story. These are like some of my favorite colors to wear. See, I say that about every colour. I just love colours. So yeah, that's my look with Blend Bunny Lure, and my first impression of the lashes, they were really easy to put on. They do have like quite a thick, dark lash band. Well, I say thick, but it's more of like an average size lash band, so if you don't want that like harsh line, and you prefer invisible lash bands, these may not be the ones for you, but really do enjoy them. They were really easy to put on once I trimmed them down, and yeah, nice and flexible too. So yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do let me know, do you own Lure? Is it on your wish list? Ah, it is just so pretty. I probably will do a Blend Bunny multi-brand like palette bingo soon, because I now own 3 palettes from them and there's a lot of shades in each palette, so I think that'll be really fun. If you'd like to see more makeup content from me, then you can follow me on my Instagram. It's faerie.skye right here. I post all my looks there and I'm active on there every single day. If you'd like to support me further, I do have my own small business, Rain Cloud Candles Co. We are a small queer-owned business based in the UK, and we make handmade candles and wax melts. The link to shop will be down below, along with our social media if you'd like to support us. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here. And as always, stay safe, wash your hands, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!